Hi family, good morning, good morning. Today is Tuesday morning. My name is Mo with Moya Body Care and Colon Hydrotherapy, and I am your favorite colon hydrotherapist that practices the art of internal detoxification through the use of colon hydrotherapy herbs and natural living. And I am sitting at my office, sitting at my desk, and I like to study. I try to study every day. Is Science of Mind, and I study so much. My book has completely split in two. Don't judge me, judge mama, right? Number two, my second book that I study is A Course in Miracles. And so I do a lot of reflection on the connection between the body, mind, and spirit. How does that translate over into understanding the fear of release? That is the topic for this video and discussion. Understanding the fear of release. So oftentimes, as a colon therapist for the last 17 years, one question that I get often is, when I release, what's going to happen? Is it going to release on the table? Is there going to be a foul smell? What's going to happen after I release? What is your position? What do you do? Like, all of these fears are coming up. And if I release, then what do I have to hold on to? What replaces that? All of these conversations. Let me tell you something. The fear of release is real. It will, let me rephrase that. When I have clients on the table, specifically first-time clients, actually, I'll retract that. It's clients in general. So it doesn't matter if it's a first-time experience for a client of mine, or if my client has been here numerous times, but this particular session is when the body is relaxed enough to have a full-on emotional, physical, and spiritual release. Because your release is on the table during a colonic session. It's not just physical. It's not just physical. It has to start with a thought process first that you are safe to experience a release. And then that thought process moves to your heart space. And then you have a connection between your heart space, your thought process, and God. And then you're looking around at me to see, is she going to hold me in light? So you have all this dialogue going on while the colonic is moving through, or while the water, by the way, which is a perfect conduit for change, is moving through your colon and is hitting these spots of fear, resentment, anxiety, confusion, frustration, which are all located in your colon, by the way, because all illness, all interruptions in your digestive system is a direct result from what you believe to be true about you, your experience, and what you are doing. There is no other way around it. That's just what it is. And I'm going to pause for a second. I had a client yesterday, and he's an elder, and he said, Mo, this session I'm feeling really stuck, like nothing is moving. And I said, I noticed you're absorbing a little bit more water than you normally do. I said, has anything changed with your schedule? Has anything changed with you? Like, are you getting ready to pay like your taxes on your house and it's a large sum of money? Or did something shift with your daughter? Did you have a conversation with your neighbor that really didn't sit well? Like, what's happening in your world? And he's like, kind of bothered that I'm asking him these questions, by the way. So I backed up a little bit. I know when to move forward. I know when to move back. So I can see that he is taking a moment to process the questions that I'm asking him. And so I'm moving through the appointment and I'm working on his belly and I'm just feeling his energy. And I put one hand on his heart, one hand on his abdomen, and I'm just feeling, trying to see what's going on. So I say, hey, how are your acupuncture appointments going? Ding, 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 ding. This particular client gets acupuncture appointments every week. For the last 2 weeks, he has not been at his appointments. His acupuncturist is out of the country. So the body, if you've been getting acupuncture treatments for, let's just say, 5 months consistently every week for 5 months, and then you stop for 2 weeks, the body is going to go through a shift. It's going to go through a wave. It's going to go through an ebb and a flow. That's just a natural response. That's what the body is supposed to do. So when I mentioned his acupuncture appointments, he was like, wait a minute. That's what's wrong with me. I haven't been to my appointments. And I said, well, in turn, that is the reason why your body is kind of like holding back, because it's not getting the same frequency of openness that it used to get. Remember, acupuncture opens up your meridian lines so that energy can flow through. This is what he says to me. Oh, I'll talk to my my acupuncturist about that, because that I don't see the connection, and that couldn't be it, and that couldn't be why my colonic is doing what it's doing right now. I said, okay. So I'm still going and going and going, right? He has a couple of releases, not a lot. And so remember, the title of this conversation that you and I are having right now is understanding the fear of release. So about 5 minutes later, I asked him, I said, have you been working on like prayer or releasing or forgiveness? And he says, yes, I have been. I've been just kind of working on my heart space. His mother transitioned a couple of, I want to say about 2 years ago. He was caring for her. And he says, I just have a fear of being by myself. Ding, 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 ding. Once we started talking about fear, that's when his colon literally opened up and started dumping like crazy. All kind of stuff was coming out. Gas, a little bit of mucus, a lot of waste was moving through. And he grabbed my hand like this. And he was like, what was that? What was that? And like you can see all this fear like shifting through his body. And I reassured him. I said, spirit is already perfect. You're fine. Let it move through your body. Spirit is perfect. God is perfect. The conversation that your body is having with God knows exactly what to do. All you have to do is back up and allow it to happen. Ask, align, allow. Back up. Get out the way. It is not for you to do. It is for God to do. Hence the reason why you realize that you were holding on to fear. When we started talking about it, God was like, you ain't got to worry about fear. Let's let that go. And boom, your colon opened up. You don't need to have a conversation with your acupuncturist or anybody outside of you, including myself. You ain't even got to tell me. I wrote a note down, a couple of notes. The body does not exist except as a learning device for the mind. Let me say that one more again, because that probably went. The body, this physical body, boop, boop, doop, boop, doop. Some people got bigger, some people got littler. I'm on the little side, but that's all right. I like my little side. I like my little bits. The body does not exist except as a learning device for the mind. So basically what that is saying is that whatever you believe to be true, whatever you believe to be true about your illness, about your wellness, about your skin, about your hair, about your teeth, about your physical body, your body is going to teach you. So if there's some weight that you're trying to let go, but the body is not letting it go. The body is simply telling you that weight is a barrier between you and what you are not trying to deal with. If on the opposite end of that, you're having challenges gaining weight, because the opposite could be true, just like that side could be true. If you're having challenges gaining weight, maybe it's because you feel you are not worthy of being seen, of being present, of being heard. So you want to disappear into the background so nobody sees you. Maybe that could be it. Egocentricity and fear usually occur together. You are likely to misunderstand any healing that might take place because of that. Because you are moving from your ego, and ego was pumped with fear and fear and fear and fear and fear. When you come into my office and I start talking about light, about the mind-gut connection, and literally the only reason why you have gut issues or digestive issues is because you are filled with fear. And you can completely shift that if you believe that you are in the likeliness of God. So there's no separation. When you are over here and God is over there, you're going to have a whole lot of issues. So when you come into my office and I start sharing with you and revealing to you who you are at the soul level, and you're focusing on your ego, and ego is pumped in fear, anything that I say after that, you're going to look at me like, that's not the real source of my challenges. That's not the real source of my healing. Like, I need a pill. I need a surgery. I need to have my uterus removed. I need to have, stuff injected into my body to be A, B, and C. None of that is true. None of that is true because you're in the likeliness of God. So when you understand the fear of release, there is no fear. There is no fear. Because if you're fearing releasing, then you feel like you've lost something. You can't get it back. Oh my God, I've been holding on to all this trauma, all this deceitful thoughts, all of these negative thoughts, all of these chaotic thoughts. I've been holding on to that. And if I don't hold on to that, what am I going to have if I let this go? Girlfriend, bye. You're going to have the glory of God. Let me help you. Are you kidding me? So you mean to tell me that you would rather fear the release and be filled up with love, gratitude, abundance, integrity, morals, guidance, community, resources, health, wellness, sparkling skin, glowing hair? You don't want that, but you want to hold on to fear, pain, resentment, because you are scared to release. When you come in for a colon therapy session, let me just help you understand that you're not coming in for a colonic. You're not coming in for a colonic. I'm not a colon therapist. We are meeting on a very different plane under the guise of colon therapist and client who's coming in for a colonic. What we are really doing is having a soul conversation about the freedom of releasing and what that looks like, and how you can go back in the world and get completely filled up and be supported and encouraged and loved unconditionally. That's what your appointments with me are about. It's not about the colonic. It's about you getting very clear through the tool of colon therapy about who you are at your deepest cellular level. That's what colon therapy is about. I love this note as well. It says, the very fact that you are afraid makes your mind vulnerable to miscreation. Fear is a motherfucker. It will have you stuck. Constipation is not only an absence of water, but it is a complete holding of fear. Fear, 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 fear is the absence of love. Out the gate, fear is the absence of love. Love is the absence of fear. What side are you sitting on? And believe it or not, you can bop through sides all day long. Fear, love, fear, love, fear, love. But here's the thing, your body is not designed to bounce back and forth like that. Your body is designed, your mind is designed, our life is designed to move down the path of either love or fear, but not both. And here's the thing, y'all, like, this is my lesson. This is what I studied this morning. So this is what came down a pipeline for me. Let me share something else with you that I highlighted. It also says, because I'm reading about, you know, being a guide and being a healer and all that good stuff, and under the guise of spiritual wellness. It says, the healer who relies on his own readiness is endangering his understanding. So out the gate, I'm going to stop right there. If you have a practitioner that feels that, or moves from the thought process that everything that they're sharing with you came from them, run for the hills, player. Run for the hills. Nothing that I offer here came from me. It may have came through me, but it didn't come from me. I can guarantee you that. This, I am literally a student, a vessel. I am literally just a crystal, and energy is just moving through me to get to you. That's it. I am very clear about what this means. So if you are working with a practitioner and you ask them what their moral stance is on healing and wellness and where that energy comes from, and if they say it comes from them, high knees, high knees, high knees. Get him up, get him up, get him up. Yes, I ran track in high school. I know. Let me tell you about that real quick. Me and my sister were talking the other day, and she made a comment about high school. And then I started doing the math, because I graduated in 96. It's 2023. I was like, oh my God, how long have I been out of high school? Anyway, regardless of what you think you know, I am still 22. Argue with your mama. All right, so I'm going to stop there. I just want to touch bases about understanding the fear release. When you understand that when you come in as a client for colon therapy, most people, when they get on the table, they're like this. Most people. And then as the session moves through, the body starts to relax, the organs start to open, the vessels start to open, waste starts to move out, and they get comfortable. Almost always, I can pinpoint and watch when that person pulls back because of fear. It's too comfortable. What's going to happen? I'm going to release all over the table. I fell asleep. How could I fall asleep? I feel too good. Something is wrong. It is crazy. I don't know how to record it because technically you shouldn't be recording personal experiences like that. Spiritually, you don't want to do that. But understand, and I know it's always coming from me, and I don't really showcase my clients a lot because of security reasons or whatever, and personal reasons. People don't want all their business out in the street. But what I will share with you is this: it's real. Energy is real, healing is real, fear is real, and love is real. Yes, all of this is real. Whether you believe it or not, it's still going to happen. So with that being said, this was not meant to be a 20-minute conversation. It was only meant to be 10, but here we are. If you would like to connect with me in a consultation or a physical service, please let me know. My phone number is 562-682-0818. My website is Moya, MOYA, bodycare.com, and my private office is located in Torrance, California. Please remember that I do not have online booking for numerous reasons. Number one being safety. I am not designed to be available to everyone. Yes? So please reach out if you are feeling like you and I may have a connection. All right, be easy.